Hello and welcome to another quick look. This time we are taking a look at the renowned Explorers International Society by Abbey Games. And Renowned Explorers is a bit of a mixed bag of funness. It's a part adventure game. Exploration is a surprisingly very big part of the game, and it has a bit of FTL kind of like a feeling of exploration and adventure. And it's also a partly turn-based strategy RPG. The combat is that part of the game, and the combat is also very interesting. It's not just let's shoot the bad guys and mummies and whatever in the face. Instead, we are gonna be saying some nice words, laughing at their dirty underwear and all kinds of fun stuff. But anyways, let's get into the game and I'll show you how the game works. So let's get a new game going. So in this game you have two options how you play the game. Discovery mode, which allows you to basically load a save. So it's basically a bit more casual mode, and you will reach new location faster. And you can also play the game the real way and do the adventure mode, where you cannot reload previous situations, and if you lose, it's a game over, and it autosaves for you, so you can go back. So it's basically a hardcore mode, Iron Man mode for the game, and this is the way I like to play the game. So let's go for this. And you have a crew of 3 people. You have a captain and 2 crew members, and here's your available people who you can choose. You start with one in each category, like Anna, Harry, Victor, and Yvonne are the initial starter guys, so one on each option. But as you play the game and you have other people as your crew members, you can unlock these, like this says, to unlock this crew member as a captain, you need to complete 3 more expeditions with this character. So as you run the other people in your team, you unlock them eventually. Like I've unlocked Hatties and John Piet and Charles Templeton. And they have classes, so they have different bonuses which help. Scientist gives you research when you complete a challenge, Scout gives you gold when you complete a challenge, Fighter gives you more gold as well, and Speaker gives you status when you complete challenges. But all of them also have different things when you do encounters and different abilities. Let's just go with say Anna this time. So Anna is a scientist. You see there's a captain perk here, which gives you a bonus as you play the game. So she's a brilliant scientist. It gives you extra study when you do improvements in research. For example, Victor here gives you extra gold per encounter. So each of these characters have their own special ability as a captain, which will basically affect, at least partially, how you play the game. And then they have their own information here, and of course the background for the character as well. Like Anna is from Russia, bright scientist, scary, power of electricity. And then you have information, this is very important for your playthroughs. So she's a balanced scientist, high speech, defense, and no real weaknesses. So you know what kind of stuff she does. And this is the important part. So you can play the game in 3 different factions, basically. You can be friendly against your enemies, you can be devious, or you can be aggressive. In reality, you will mix them up, but you kind of want to focus on one of them as your campaign style. And here you can see what kind of campaign she's good for. So she's best in the aggressive or devious team, and goes well with crew members. Most crew members can develop either offensively or defensively, and your recommended crew is aggressive or devious with Dolores and Hatties. So Anna is good in these kind of combinations, and some other people are like Yvonne here is good for devious and friendly with Kiwi and Agatha, but these are just successions and you can pretty much take any team composition you want. But it's a good tip, definitely. But for example, you can see that exceptional well in devious crews, and Yvonne has a devious bonus here. Every time you solve an encounter as devious, you get a campaign token. But let's go with Anna. And Anna is a naturalist, so this is a perk they have, which helps in encounters that require, for example, naturalist skill. And the other people have like tactician, there's archaeology, and all kinds of other ones. And you can also see more in details for each of the characters here. This is like the character sheet. You have equipment, which you can equip on them, gives you different kind of bonuses. There are stats, there is speech power, speech defense, attack power, armor, movement, and grit, which is basically a dodge or evasion. And you can also see their abilities here. So they have attack. Anna has an attack, which is aggressive naturally. She has Terrify, which is a devious attack. So these correspond to the styles here. There is a Try to Excite, which is a friendly attitude. And of course, Review a crew member, and they get some training when they level up, like Experimentation, Strike of Fear, and all these other ones. And each character has their own training as you level up, so they're all kind of unique, but there's also certain characters that are fairly similar, like ranged glass cannons, share few abilities, but mostly they are fairly unique. We'll go with Anna and take a crew member. As a crew member, you can take anyone from the cast, not just the ones you have unlocked. And Anna went well with Dolores and Hatis. I'm not actually gonna go with Hatis. I'm gonna go with John Piet, who's my Netherlands melee guy, athlete, and I like him because of the inspiring attack. And he goes well with devious or aggressive, so he goes well with Anna. We're actually, at the moment, we are aggressive. And who do we take last? Maybe Agatha. Agatha is very nice as well. No, it doesn't really matter who we take. Let's take Harry. Harry is also nice. He's a glass cannon scout with high speech and attack, and he's a rogue. So we'll go with this team. And we are mostly aggressive with a bit of devious and very little friendly. And we'll start an adventure. Our epic team of explorers. And this is the team you will be using for the whole playthrough, so there is no switching in between or unlocking new characters as you go or anything. So this is the adventure part of the game, and you go in different locations. This is basically each time you start the game you have this kind of tutorial island where they basically give you tutorials, and there's a few different ones. This is the burial set of Saxon kings, where you go find King Eperet's grave, and it's time for adventure. And this is the location which will always be shown to you. I'm just gonna skip these tutorial messages. I'll explain most of the mechanics myself a bit better. So this is always the location where you need to reach, and it's shown on the map whenever you go to a different location to do exploration, so you know where you need to go. And you start on one of the edges usually, and then you have to find your way towards that. So let's go through the UI quickly. So your guys are down here. You can click on them to see the same information here. You have inventory here, so you can switch in and out equipment if you want to. And this is also where you level up them during adventures. You can also see more detailed, well, not more detailed, but more compact information about all your characters, and easily switch out stuff. And we can immediately see here that Harry needs armor badly. 0 armor is really bad for melee. And other stuff you have here, you have your gold, your status, your research points, and your insight. I will explain this a bit later. This will be spent on the world map, which comes after this first mission. And you earn all of these during the mission, of course. And here's your resolve. These are basically your extra lives. Whenever someone gets downed in combat, you lose one of these. Whenever you lose, you can also lose this in encounters. Some really bad encounters make you lose resolve. And these are a very limited resource. And if you lose all of them, it will be game over. Like just straight game over and nothing. So we can only lose 2 guys. Actually, we can lose only 1 guy. If you lose 2 of them, we lose the game. So you're very limited on those. And some of the really bad encounters just are insanely difficult to complete, and you lose resolve, and it's horrible. So this is the Saxon King's mission. Here's our supplies. So each movement, you can see the numbers there, the 1s, and sometimes there are 2s. That's how much supplies will be used to move each point. So we can basically move only 7 tiles. And if you run out of supplies, you start losing or getting negative debuffs, like all these stats you have in here. You start getting like minus 30 grit or minus 30 speech defense every time you move when you don't have supplies. So running out of supplies is pretty bad, but it's not the end of the game. Sometimes you see locations that you really want to reach before you end the exploration mission, and you just have to do a couple moves without the supplies just to get that epic treasure or whatever you see there, and then you just bail out. But anyways, let's get moving. So we can choose where we want to go on the map. You see how these are connected to each other. You can also kind of take a sneak peek and see where they connect, even though you don't see the areas yet through the fog of war. But let's go here. All of these locations have these icons, and they tell you basically what they have. So this is practical resource may be found here, and in here you see there might be an encounter, and there is research to be found here, and that's the something odd here, and gold. But we know this is the location where we need to go. It usually says there's a treasure in there, like a plane tells you there's a treasure, and you need to go there. Let's go and check this potential encounter here, and research. The crew suddenly gets ambushed by some aggressive looking men. So you see they're aggressive. This is important to keep in mind, because different moods, which I will explain in a second once we go into the combat against these guys, will affect many things. And there's a different moods: aggressive, peaceful, and the devious, as I showed you earlier. And how you attack the enemies with different abilities affects the mood of the combat. If you know that they're aggressive, you don't want to go in with, say, peaceful, which will give you a debuff, or a well, buff basically, or an effect that will most likely lower your defense by 30 for as long as that mood is going on. So it's pretty damn bad, so you don't want to get this. These foreign fancy pants are going to take all our jobs. Attack, they are charging, and stand your ground. Starts an encounter, rank 1 or 1 star. And here we go into the turn-based strategy part of the game, which actually seems fairly simple at first glance, but it actually has a lot of interesting nuances and stuff you really need to know to do well, especially in the later higher rank missions, like 4 ranks or 5 or the 5 rank mission. And sometimes also in encounters there's different rewards for doing these different approaches. So if I do the encounter as aggressive, I'm gonna get one of these encounter tokens, which will give me 15 to 20 gold and 10 to 15 status and a bit of renown. And sometimes also they have the campaign token showing here, which is the preferred option, which will usually benefit you something else in addition to just winning the combat and getting this these extra tokens that are given to you by the different approaches. And sometimes it's very good idea to keep an eye on what is the suitable solution for that encounter, because you will get some really nice stuff out of those. But sometimes it might be really difficult to achieve that result if your team is, for example, my team is now mostly aggressive, a bit of devious, and if there is a, say, friendly option that's the preferred option, it's gonna be really difficult for me to complete that, especially in the higher difficulty areas. So sometimes you just need to blast the enemies with whatever you can and just be done with that. But anyways, we're gonna go with aggressive because we want the encounter token and we are aggressive team at the moment. So let's start the encounter. So you can see this, it's kind of grid based, but the grids are kind of loose. So this is the area where I can move here. Here's my information again, down here. And these yellow spots actually heal you when you stand on them, so there's some strategic points to stand on. Also, some terrain is impassable, like these rocks, so there's some tactical play with that as well. You can block the ways, and basically John Beat here is already in a good position. He's tanking these guys, and if you have people like Harry, who has the attack range, as you can see the new orange area around there is the range of this attack. So he could actually stand behind and shoot from here while he's tanking, and you could have a healing character in the back as well who heals. So you can do some tank and spank and ranged combat as well. And down here you have your abilities: sadden, try to impress, revive a crew member, and attack. You get more of these unlocked for characters when they level up. And you also see the Spirit, which is basically the HP in this game, or health points. This game is kind of peaceful, that it doesn't, you don't really kill people in this that much. Well, attacking them kind of does kill them, but mostly you just make them sad enough so that they leave, or try to impress them to make them impressed enough, so you attack their spirit instead of their health, I guess. And paying attention to this is actually very important, especially on the enemies. You see there's a emotional state here, so each character has an emotional state. Emotional states have different effects. You can actually click here, and you can see these different moods and emotional states, what they do. So let's see, like this guy here, a common villager that will mimic your behavior, easy to influence with speech. They usually have also, he has actually pretty bad speed defense, and they usually have either weaknesses or defenses or immunities to different abilities. You can see each of these abilities has a power. Like this is saddened, this one is impressed, attack is always just a melee, this is excite, this is terrified, and I think Harry has enrage. So each of these are basically different damage types that will affect things differently. And there's also attitude for each of them. So this is friendly, devious, and aggressive. And here's the mood of the combat. So this is uncertain because not getting any vibes yet, because we haven't used any ability. And enemy has their own basically mood or attitude, and these guys were aggressive. So depending on which ability I use, it will change the mood and do the different things. So you can see that here, anticipating the attitude of opponent is an effective way of getting an advantage. And we can see that if your opponent is aggressive, you can make him crazy by being devious. So devious approach is the good one for us. So we're gonna start the combat with devious. Let's just try to enrage this guy in the back. So you can see this is the estimated damage I'm gonna do, and you can see the estimated change in their attitude from here to here. This is the negative and this is the positive. Some of these abilities have effects depending if they are on the positive or negative. So you can see extra effect on this one is target becomes enraged if it's negative, giving it minus 25 armor. So that's the attitude or mood effect on them, as I explained. So we're gonna just throw an enrage there, and Harry will call him a clown, the Frenchie, who actually did die. So he became too enraged, and he leaves the battlefield and runs away. So as I said, you don't actually kill them, they just ran away like that. And as I used the devious ability, now the mood of the combat changed, and it's now provocative, and we are poking the bear, and all my crew members get mind games, 25 grit. So we basically got a 25 dodge, as you can see the buff here, and it's actually really good. So he's now dodging a 20% chance instead of 0. And this mood can be changed by using your abilities, and you can see here progress towards the next mood. If you use aggressive, it goes for the aggressive count here, and this goes for friendly. And you can see if you change your mood from say the provocative that we have, the devious at the moment, it will change to friendly, and we are gonna get shocked, minus 30 armor for everyone. So we don't really want to do that. But on the other hand, we might want to go for aggressive approach now that we got the devious approach, as we get fuel to the fire and devious abilities plus 25 power. So you can kind of cycle between these and try to get the better buffs. And we are probably gonna go for the aggressive approach now. So I think Jean-Pierre is just gonna swing an ore to the face. Actually, I'm gonna do Sadden. So if you use the same one you have at the moment, it doesn't change the mood in any way, because it's already a devious mood at the moment. So I'm gonna just Sadden this guy. You smell like fish. And he's now saddened. And you see there's saddened. Speech power decreased by 25. So these are very important things to do. Some of the abilities actually might help the enemies. If you use Excite on enemy, it will be a friendly attack, but it might get them excited, which gives them more speech power, which will actually be more harmful for you. Most of the friendly abilities can be also used as heal. As you can see, there's a can heal a light spirit. So pretty much everyone has a heal in the team, but there is much better healing abilities you can get later on. So let's just finish off these clowns. I'm gonna send Anna. She doesn't have range to deal with these. And he's just gonna smack me in the face, and I'm gonna get a bit cranky. No negative effects yet, but my mood did go down, and my spirit went down as he hit me. So I'm just gonna swing an ore to the face. There we go. And we got 2 points in there. 1 point from using the ability, and 1 point because we killed him with the ability. And we're getting closer to changing the attitude. So Harry will... Oh, he can actually reach. Okay. So Anna, you go. Shock the guy. And now our mood will change, as we got 3 points in there. Now it's hostile, and we gain more aggressive towards this. So my devious abilities are actually now more powerful, and now would be a good time to unleash a really powerful devious attack on an enemy. Let's just shock this guy. There we go. Now we got the aggressive victory. You have dominated your opponents, and we got 3 encounter tokens from it, and Jean-Pierre got an aggressive bonus. So for the rest of this expedition in this island, he has 5 armor and 2 attack power. Let's leave that. With the situation solved, the crew can continue exploring. Okay, and we got 2 study from this event as well. So there we go. So let me quickly just speedrun this all the way there, so we can get to the other event. Get some tokens. And here you can see there is actually a treasure on this. And there is a wits challenge and a cultural challenge. Let's go check that. And nature challenge as well. Lots of challenges. So there's Saxon Castle. Let's go explore it. Open the gate. Main entrance. Let's look at the throne room. Let's find the throne room. And let's climb. This is the thrill wheel, as the developer described it. And you do rolls on this, like we had 80% chance. Skulls are failure, the RE icon is success, and it's great fun to roll on those. And we actually succeeded, and we get random reward. We open the door. Royal Catacombs. Valuable objects and a skull of an old prince. So we actually got our first treasure right here. I actually have not gotten this before. So this is a prince's skull, and we got a bit of renown from that. Renown is the thing you are aiming for to become the most renowned explorer. So you need to have a lot of this at the end of the game. Insight can be used on the border map. I'll explain that later. And we got 4 collect tokens and 4 campaign tokens from this skull. Sometimes some of these treasures will also have abilities that will constantly help you, and they are quite nice. But this one only gives you collect and campaign tokens, which will be added up here. And we can continue. Let's run in here now. So this is the Saxon King burial site. You can visit this and you can go onwards. Go exploring other locations. But if you go and finish the Saxon King or whatever the goal of the expedition is, it will end this expedition. So we're gonna go here and check for the information. This is Rivaleux, who is your rival, and he's the current renowned explorer, and he comes and steals your treasure. So we need to fight his loyal companion Amir Akhtar, and the goal of the game is pretty much to beat Rivaleux, then become the most renowned explorer. And we get into another combat now, and this is a boss battle. So my goal here is to defeat the boss, and there's different options. Mildly impressed, admires your sharpness, and thinks you're weak. And he has quite many henchmen. Mindless follower of Rivaleux. They are confident weak. And there's Amir Akhtar, and he uses Sudden. But let's just start blasting these guys. So you said Excite weakness? Yeah, you're quite weak. How about... Let's just go aggressive, because that kills them outright. They have really weak armor, I think. Escalated. minus 30 speech defense. That's not very nice. That's fine though. Just quickly kill this off. Why use words when you can use a pistol? Amir Akhtar is gonna hit me quite hard with his Sadden due to the minus 30 speech defense debuff. Let's see, can I finish Amir in one turn? I think that would be no. We need to change to devious or friendly. Let's go for devious. Terrify him. Set in this guy. I'm trying to avoid these guys by running all the way here. And we'll kill this guy. This will give us the devious as he dies. And change the mood into friendly, intense. So we have friendly bonuses, have bonus now. So we don't get wrecked by Amir's attack now. Amir also has a Terrified, which will lower his, I think speech damage? Or speech defense, one of them. Attack power. Okay, so that's not that good for me. And this one gets me back to speech defense, but I think we can finish off Amir right now. Yeah, easily. Just taken over to the face, Amir. And then Anna shocks you. There we go. And the goal was to kill the boss and not the other enemies, so you just wanna focus on killing the important target. Often there's encounters with reinforcements coming in, and you just need to kick the boss down to be quick enough, or you get overwhelmed by the additional enemies all the time. So we got some results from this, and we can go investigate what we want. Let's go investigate the tomb. That sounds fun. Let's see. You can actually review the options here, and you can see the chances and what you get out of those. Kind of low chances. Yeah, this looks good. 100% chance. And collect. So we get some money and we got the treasure out of this. A Heliodor. So this gives me 1 treasure hunt token and extra gold from each treasure hunt we find from now on during this playthrough. So that is actually very nice buff for me. So there we go. And now we can go back to London. We are done with this mission here. So our Highlands mission is done. There's our treasures, and here's our resources we gained. So that's the collect tokens, the treasure token, campaign tokens, the research, and our encounter tokens, and they give me renown, research, and all of these resources that we can use. And this is the newspaper you get after each mission. So we are here down 9 at the moment with our very little renown, and we need to beat him and gain 2000 renown to be the most renowned explorer. But anyways, let's keep going. And you get this badge every time you complete your first mission, so you get more supply capacity, and you get renown and another insight token. And he tells you what to do, basically. So we'll see about that. So this is the world map, and in the world map you have lots of things you can do. At the moment we actually can level up all our guys, the arrow here. You can do this at any point. You can do it while you're exploring, or you can do it out here. But you pretty much want to do it immediately. So we can choose one of these abilities. This will give me a Beguiler storytelling perk, and this one will give me a Rogue bluffing. So he has already two Rogues abilities, and he would get a third one. Each perk also unlocks stat bonuses. Like this one gives you grit and attack each time you unlock a new one. I don't know what the Beguiler does, but we'll go for that. It apparently is to give him speech power and grit. And he also gets a piercing shot from this, so we'll unlock that. and same for these. He gets an inspiring attack, so these are the new abilities they can use, and you get engineering, which gets added here. And these are the perks that are required during the exploration. There's different challenges that require naturalist, engineer, athleticism, and all of these. So those are level up. So the next thing you usually do here is either go research or spend some of your status. So we have now these resources, and we can buy items from a red market, red square market here, or we can go spend a status in the entourage Stockholm store target. We'll go there first. So in here you can spend your renown, sorry, not renown, your status to buy lobbyists, merchants, students, and there's a couple of new ones you get when you upgrade these. Upgrade is also using the status, so you can upgrade your entourage. You can also upgrade shops in here to get more access to more items. So status is very important for the long run. And these guys give you bonuses. For example, lobbyist gives you status each time you get a campaign token. And same for gold, collect and gold here from merchants, and research study from students. You can also hire specialists, and these have different special abilities that help you. Like a shark here gives you 1 extra collect, so a money token basically, when you resolve an encounter as devious. And since we are running kind of devious aggressive, he could be actually quite nice for money. Or the ambassador here, extra study every time we do encounter as aggressive. So these are actually really powerful additionals. You can choose only one of these guys per rank, so we would have to go either with ambassador or shark here. We would probably go with him, and if you did a friendly campaign, he would be really awesome for that as well. But for now I'm gonna just get some students to help me get some research, and we go here in the research next then. So this is the research portion of the game, and you can research different abilities here. At the start of the game, you can only unlock preparation and chronicles. You don't have to, but you have to wait till 2 expeditions completed to unlock these other ones. So after you complete the next expedition, you can unlock these. But these are really powerful abilities to unlock really quickly. If you mouse over, for example, this one, starting this project will unlock gain +2 study when doing study job with the insight on the world map. I like this one a lot. And this one gives you 4 to 6 research from encounter, really powerful as well. And you also, when you max out all of these, you get an additional bonus. Like this one gives you stat bonuses from perks. This one gives you extra token from each job where you spend insight on the world map. And then there is these are just unlocking the categories, and then categories have these other things you can unlock as well. Like this one gives you extra insight for every time you finish an expedition. There's a couple really powerful ones here early on, like this strong resolve gives you 2 resolve. This is basically the only thing in the game that is guaranteed to give you extra resolve, so getting this is usually very good idea. Also the extra field rations here is really powerful early on, because it allows you to explore more on each expedition, which leads into more money, more of everything basically, which you can use for more things. So it's just snowballs into this very nice going. So I'm gonna actually unlock the preparation. I like preparation first because of the study bonus it gives. And the next research needs 20 research. This goes up all the time you unlock one of these. So these insight tokens, we got these from the treasures and from completing the first expedition. These can be used in these different areas: London lecturing, Paris campaigning, and Berlin University. You can also unlock a shop later on inside a shop that allows you to spend these to gain these discovery, secret, and treasure hunt tokens for even more money. But if you spend a lot of focus on, say, like research, I think it might be even better to just get study tokens from lecturing at the university instead of getting the discovery token. But it also gives you renown, so it's very nice. But we're gonna go to Berlin here, and you can choose which guy will perform this job in here, and you can see the amount of tokens you get. So Anna gives you 4 tokens, so I'm just gonna click on this, and we're gonna get some research points, which allows me to now do another research. I'm just gonna spend all my insight here for a lot of research points. There we go. We could have done the same here for a status, and same here for money. Sometimes some characters also give you different bonuses when you do those. Like Victor gives you encounter tokens actually when you do. Or was it John Piet? Anyways, one of the guys gives you different bonus when you do this, in addition to the normal tokens. So, back to here. So now we have 83, so we can unlock 2 more, I think. So we're gonna unlock the Chronicles, and we can take 1 more. I'm gonna go with the Insightful Expedition, because this will help when we do the next expedition. And Anna's special ability was to get a bonus when you do research here, so Anna is very focused on this research tree, and now we have a 0 to 1 research from study bonus. Basically we got a free student to help us. Next here is the item shop, so here you can buy items. There's different slots for them. Red ones go in the first slot, it's a trinket slot, this is the offense slot and defense slot, and they correspond to the colors. And getting these items to help you with stats you need, like Harry here has a 0 armor, so I'm gonna sell his rusty ring here and buy decent armor for him to increase his defense. So basically this is just a itemization part of the game. Some of these items can be gained during expeditions as well. There are some shops and encounters that give you items that you can use like this. But gearing up your guys properly is very important. There are some really powerful items that will change the game for you and make it so much easier if you do proper builds for your guys. That's very important part of the game, itemization and basically building your characters and your whole campaign properly, because there's lots of stuff to know and remember about the game, and you need to finish those couple last missions, 4-star and 5-star encounters. You really need really powerful characters and you need to build them correctly. So a couple of hours of your playthroughs will probably get wrecked unless you read a lot of this information and think how to do these things properly. But after a few playthroughs you start to figure out where to spend your points and how to maximize your party composition. But anyways, that's buying items. We can also upgrade here, so I'm gonna click this and it adds to the selection of the items in here. Should probably buy speech defense for you, which means a good memento. Oops, sell this and buy a good memento for you, and you would like to get nice armor, I guess. So now Anna has pretty awesome defenses. Harry is still a class cannon, but what can you do? So anyways, that's pretty much all you can do. So we spend our status, our research, we spend our money and our insight points. So now it's time for the next adventure. You can also check these informations here, like this is the treasures you have gained during this. So you can see the bonuses, like the treasure hunt here, and also renown from those. Here's your campaign attitude, which is the aggressive for me, and your renown points. You can also review your entourage, so you see your students. This is the newspaper we saw earlier, and there's also in-game reference guide for lots of information, and of course menu. So that's all the stuff. So you can see your reserve here. It's 4 now. We got 1 for a complete campaign, and our supplies is 10 instead of 7 now because we got the +3 treasure. And next you would choose a location where you want to go. So we completed the Saxon Grave Islands, and we have option of Caribbean Isles and Hungarian Fort at the moment. And you can see information about them, like this is Roche's lost treasure. In here you could go, and this unlocks item shop in New Orleans, and you can see what kind of stuff you can expect there and what you get out of that. And it also gives you hints, like this one is good for aggressive approach, and the Hungarian Fort is status, and Devious is good for this, and unlocks entourage shop in Constantinople. So let me show you. Just launch an expedition there. We're not gonna complete this expedition, but this is basically the whole game and how it goes already. And as you go, you unlock more and more locations. These were 2-star. Then you complete one of these, you get 3 stars. You complete the 3-star, you get 4-star, and so on, up to 5 stars. And this is another location. These maps are always randomized, where you start, where this is located, and all these locations are randomized. And there is a limited amount of different encounters in each location. Once you play the game through several times, you start to see that, okay, this is the same encounter again, you get this from this, and you get this from this. But there's also variations of each location. Like Hungarian fort here has different events you can do. There's this vampire lady here, you can see. There's a sunken cathedral, there's beast, which is the epic encounter wolf here. So there is always a couple of variations of these, plus the whole randomization of the map every time as well. So there is quite a lot replayability, but you also start to see patterns very quickly with the game. And that's one of the worries I have about this game, that it might have some issues on a long run. You will get easily 20, 30, 40 hours of gameplay out of this game before you start to get that problem, but more than that, you might just start to see that, okay, this is this, I'll go with this, I'll get that from there, and you know your builds pretty much. But on the other hand, the game is very expendable, and I hope Abbey Games keeps adding to the game, either DLC or free updates, because adding new locations, adding new treasure, adding new characters, this game has like infinite expansion potential, as much as Abbey Games wants to add it to the game. So I'm really looking forward to more content of the game, and I really love this game. When Abbey Games tweeted about the game, when I first actually heard about the game, they were saying this game is a combination of XCOM and Indiana Jones, and I was like, okay, that's a game for me, because I actually study archaeology myself, and if you have watched any of my other videos, you know I'm a big fan of turn-based strategy games, especially XCOM, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play that game, and it was actually pretty good. Description of the game, I've been loving this game a lot. So I hope you guys check it out. It's really awesome. But anyways, I guess that's my quick look of this game, and thank you if you trudged through this really long quick look this time. It's not really a quick look. And please check out my other videos as well. I do lots of creation on Steam, and more different quick looks on different kinds of games. Mostly builder, strategy, and management games, but there are some others as well. Also check out my other YouTube videos. I stream every day on Twitch.tv and play the same kind of games as I curate. And there's basically let's plays of those and recordings from my stream on the YouTube as well, so you can check out those. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.